Good afternoon, everyone. Mike here from Safeguard Solutions with another episode of Wired for Wellness. I'm here today with my special guest, Lisa Borden. Lisa, good afternoon.
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Lisa is the creator of Wellness Intelligence. She is a consciously driven systems strategist. Lisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about what a consciously driven systems strategist does?
It's like funny because you've never heard that title before, probably, right?
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, when I started my business in 1994, on my first business card it said Idea Girl.
Love it.
That's what I came up with because I don't really like titles. Like, what do
Yep.
they mean, right? It's like
Yeah.
words instead of action. So it's like, what do I even do? So over the 30 plus years I've been in business, I've circulated through many different titles, and they're all just to get people to be curious. I always say you have to work with me and you have to spend time with me to understand what I do. And really, I help people show up better. I help brands build so they can make money and find their success on their own terms without compromising their integrity.
Yeah,
Work.
absolutely.
I work in health and health and wellness has a huge shadow of bullshit,
It does.
what I call health washing or wellness washing. Um, and I don't fall to any of that. So when somebody wants to discover their health and wellness, whether that's through their own personal self or brand or company, that's what I'm here for. And you need systems. You need systems that you can count on that are
Yeah,
successful. You need a strategy behind it. You need to be going for a root cause, whether it's to do with your profit margins or your sleep at night.
that's right. Yep,
It is.
absolutely. And for everybody listening, I can tell you, Lisa introduced me to her circle of friends, and it changed everything for me, not only as a professional, but also as a human. And Lisa, what is your saying again? Be
Which
kind.
one? Be a kind human, be
Yes, that's
kind.
the one.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
it could be that, abundance is found in reciprocity, whatever it happens to be. Use the term friends and they are because, people say don't work with friends, right? And I
Yeah.
totally disagree. Say
Yeah,
don't work
exactly.
with friends if you don't want to see the real person. But otherwise, the people you work with are going to become your friends because
Yeah,
you're in relationship.
that's right.
And I refer, it's my community, and I always put air quotes around my because it's not mine. It's just I've created a space and I've been doing what I do for long enough that we have networks and we're meant to share them because it takes a village and we're better together.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And you know, like,
It took you showing up and doing something that's really valuable for me to introduce you to those people. So everybody wins in that
yeah,
situation.
yeah, 100%. And the best part about that is that everybody in your circle has their own circles around them that they're bringing a different kind of health and wellness to the table, right? Lisa, maybe you can tell us what is your perception of what health and wellness is?
Great question.
Yeah,
Um,
means something different to different people.
yeah, it really does. It's actually, I interview somebody every week in writing. I have for years and years and years. And the last question is the only thing that's in common. And it's what does wellness intelligence mean to you? And the answers, there's hundreds of them now. The answers are beautiful.
Yeah,
And every single one of them is correct. And I mean, the easiest to answer, I mean, I came up, even my title, I make words up and I make terms up so I can help
yeah,
redefine them. Health and wellness to me just means sense of self, doing
yeah,
the best that I can for myself, and just that everything is a big ecosystem. Everything's connected. So when we take
yeah,
care of one thing, we're taking care of all the things And so health and wellness to me, being present, being aware, but really it's sense of self. It's how am I taking care of myself today so that
Yeah.
I can show up as my best self for myself and for others.
Yeah, that's right. I
It's
think that's
pretty
perfectly
simple.
said. Yeah, I think that's perfectly said. Absolutely. Um, and so I was introduced to Lisa, I think it was close to the beginning of the year. I think it was January-ish, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around
Yeah. And yeah, you helped me kind of streamline my business and how you guided me through how to make my business more efficient. And I thank you for that. And I think a lot of young professionals, entrepreneurs, could really benefit from having somebody by their side that's going to walk them through how to go through business, right? And um, you know, my business changed. My business has changed since a good friend of mine told me that what your business is today, 5 years ago, might not be what your business is, and you're going to figure that out on your own. But
100%.
I'll tell you, it was so comforting to have you around to ask questions, and you made yourself so accessible to me. You can't put a dollar figure on that.
Thanks.
And thank you. And I tell you, the one thing that I do is I open myself up to all the people around me to do the same. And a lot of my colleagues, and you'll see on this podcast, that's one of the reasons I wanted to start this podcast was I'm one of the first ones in their circle of building biologists that are doing the podcasting, and it's to help people get their information out there and to I consider myself to be a mentor to a lot of the people that are around me, and that's what I think the thing
Mike,
is.
that's why it all
Yeah,
works. So you can give me credit and thank you. You know, that's something that I take great pride in. But my work doesn't matter if you didn't show up.
yeah,
So you being open, when I'm saying I'm giving you information, I'm connecting you with clients and people and building a system and a strategy and helping you with your mindset and
yeah.
calling you on your own bullshit. Lots of
Yeah.
people don't want that.
No.
You
Yeah.
know, it takes everybody showing up.
Yep.
And I always say wellness intelligence and what I do only
Yep.
works if you do. And
Yep.
that's why I'm not for everyone. I mean, I have that on my
You do.
I designed that and put it there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a red heart. It's like,
Yeah.
it's with love, but none of us are for everyone.
Yeah.
And really my support of you is we all win when you do well because you're helping us
Yeah.
be better, live in a better environment
Yeah.
for ourselves. And that's all part of, we don't need to chase shiny objects and big expensive things, but
Yeah.
let's take care and clean up what we can control, which is our own environment. So
That's right.
it's,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
you're the dream client for me, right? Someone who's
Thank you. I
great
appreciate that.
and listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this. So there's many different areas of health and wellness. Which area particularly really intrigues you? Is it food? Is it EMFs? Is it mold? Is it
Well,
water? Light?
you just touched on something so important. That's the biggest problem is there's all these silos of wellness and health. People are like, "Oh, are you into mental health? Are you into food? Are you into clean water?" Well, are you what? Like how can you separate these things? Our entire issue is that we are working in silos
Yeah.
and not connecting everything, and that's my work is about connecting the dots. So if I can help you make money and I can help you make $10,000 a day, that's great. But if you feel like shit, you're burnt out and you don't get to see your daughter and have dinner, you're not exercising, and you don't have joy in your life,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
So how can you bring all those things that matter to you into balance? And so my answer is, I love food, but not independent of all of the other things.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why wellness intelligence that I created is 8 dimensions, and everything, right? It's physical. So
Yeah.
you have to be passionate and committed to moving.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
meant to be stagnant in any way, but also we have to work with our trauma and our triggers and our nervous systems. So how can you not be in that? And
Yeah.
there are people who specialize. That's not me. I'm the generalist, and I'm trying to connect dots, connect people, and make shit happen.
Yeah. And
That's my passion.
that's what makes you you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was gonna say that I remember when I first joined Wellness Intelligence, in the back of your mind, there's always that, what's the catch, right?
Yep.
And I realized there is no catch. It's just a group of really, really great people to be around. And those people will always be there to pick up the phone and chat, or always be there to, they're just a
But
group
what
of,
do they have in common?
they're all amazingly great people.
They show up.
Yeah, that's a perfect word.
They
Yeah,
show up. And that's what I'm saying to you is the reason why you found benefit in what I had to say was because you actually show up. So to meet something with curiosity rather than overwhelm, or that whole idea of like having Mike come to your house is the biggest gift. It's also a nightmare.
it can
It
be. Yeah,
depends on your mindset and how you approach it.
yeah,
You're going to find mold or EMFs and radio frequencies off the chart. Now I know that.
yeah,
So once you know, the people that I like to hang out with, don't unknow.
yeah,
Don't unknow.
yeah,
We can't know what we don't know. But
yeah,
once we know, like, don't
yeah,
unknow it in order to carry on,
yeah,
because that's that lifestyle and that mindset of convenience, which we've been sold, which is anything but convenient or healthy.
yeah, yeah. I always tell people, don't wait until you get sick to do something about it, right? And that's what happens is people, they don't want to know because maybe they don't have the money to remediate something. But you know what? There's a lot of options out there, and depending on what the issue is, that's the one thing that I always tell clients is I don't disappear. I'm here from the beginning to the end, and I think that's what people really need is somebody who's going to be there from the beginning to the end, because it's having to deal with different groups of people, whether it be somebody who does the testing or somebody that does the remediating, right? You want to bridge that gap. You don't want to have to.
That goes back to just what you asked. It's like, don't ask me to choose my favorite thing in health and wellness. No, it's like we need to bring all that together, right? We need to work together more. And it's interesting because we can't operate from a place of fear and expect to be well.
Yeah,
And so we have to move to that place of trust and love. And it's hard to work from a place of trust and love in this world that is so polluted with people who do what you do,
yeah,
but not necessarily honorably.
yeah,
So now I'm going to pay someone $1,000. They're going to come to my house to sell me something that's $10,000. I don't have that money. I don't have that time. And
yeah,
now I'm like scared of my own environment is not, there
yeah,
can't be wellness in there. And
yeah,
so, I always say to meet something with curiosity means it's an opportunity to
yeah,
do better.
yeah,
It's an opportunity to learn. And as you said, there are solutions,
yeah,
everything. We just have to be open to them and invite them in rather than label it as, holy crap, I'm so overwhelmed that I can't do this, because
yeah,
then we can't. Then
yeah.
we're right, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I think one of the things that I remember most about when I first met you, the was your family. How your you interact with your kids and your husband, and how they interact with you and how they interacted with each other. It was like I remember the thing that I felt was I want that for my family. And I remember thinking, and we've had this conversation so many times about how balancing work and family life. And I think that's the one thing that actually stresses a lot of people out, is that we don't balance that. And
Well, wait, the question is what is balance?
yeah, yeah,
And if we're chasing what other people find as balance, that's different. You know, I didn't take mat leave and I had 3 kids. Is that balance? To a lot of people, that would be not balance. But did I have family dinner? Was always a priority, not just to me, but also for my husband, which takes a whole lot of work. But I worked every night too,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so I could be like a workaholic.
yeah,
I could be labeled as that. It's taken me on a journey of learning balance. And, we're chaotic in our family, like any family. We,
yeah,
we, we laugh at our dysfunction. The thing is I think we can discuss it,
yeah, yeah,
and we keep it real. I mean, that's probably what you witnessed, which is
yeah,
it's just keeping it real and telling it like it is.
yeah.
Like my kids tell me all the time, "Oh my God, you're crazy." I'm like, 100% I am. They're like, that's what makes it work. That's what
Yeah,
makes it work,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And then what is crazy? It
exactly. It's
means
all how we
something different to
define all
everybody.
these words and labels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you travel a lot. You've been down to Mexico quite a few times in the off seasons. What do you find different down there compared to here in Canada in terms of what draws you to want to be down there?
Well, it's interesting that you ask that because I didn't travel for the longest time. Where I'm sitting right now is my office. It's been my office for, it will be 23, oh, it's 23 years already.
Yeah,
Just over 23 years in the same office. This is not a background, they're my actual shelves. And I love it down here.
yeah,
And I've been in business for over 30 years. And so when you have 3 kids, and you run a business, you don't leave a lot. I started my business before technology was the thing. There was no email. So now,
yeah,
you and I could be doing that. I could be doing this with a background on, and I could be sitting anywhere,
yeah,
and it's acceptable. But when I started my business in 1994, I couldn't even get a salesperson to come to help me because I lived in an apartment.
yeah,
No deliveries. No, we can't deliver anything. You're in a residential neighborhood. Imagine, like with Amazon,
yeah,
it's all delivery trucks now. So,
yeah,
so over time, with technology, it enabled me to go places but not take vacation.
yeah,
And then we went into lockdowns in 2020, which no matter where you were in the world, it was a thing. In Toronto, Canada, it was an extra thing. And at the time, I had 2 kids at 2 different universities, both paying for residence
yeah,
and an education, and they were locked inside their apartments on Zoom. So I was like, okay, we are not staying in winter. We're not going into lockdown again.
yeah,
This is not good mentally. So again, health and wellness, how are we going to do this? We're we're going, and the cheapest flights we could find for 5 people somewhere sunny was Cancun, and I wasn't going to a city, so we ended up in Tulum, and we were there for 6 weeks. There was 17 of us who went, and oh my goodness, what did I find there that I didn't find here? Less fear,
yeah,
more outside, sunshine.
yep.
Like we are sunshine powered. We are meant to be outdoors. We're not meant to be inside. And I found outdoors, and I found my husband even said we've been together for 34 years, and it was so we know each other pretty well. We've gone through, like 34 years of life together, and we both were like, "Oh my God, I'm such a more pleasant person in the sunshine. Why aren't we doing this more often?" And
Yeah. 100%.
right,
Yeah.
and it's different when you have younger kids. Like the situation's always different,
Yeah.
but since that first time of going away, that's something that my whole family has committed, and we've all adapted so that I can be there, we can be there together. And that's in different, it's taken on different shapes every
Yeah.
single year. But what I do find is I find being in nature very healing. I
Yes.
find being by moving water like essential for my being. Maybe everybody listening to this is like, yeah, me too, but I can't go. One of the gifts is after working for 26 years in this office and feeling like I was bound. I had three people working for me. I was helping many people build their businesses.
Yeah.
Well, the gift of COVID was specifically that it took us all online.
Yeah.
And so then clients were like, "Hi, I'd like to come in." And I was like, "That's great, but I'm not going to be there because I'm in Mexico." And so my business became a lot more virtual, which made it possible. I'm beyond grateful for my good fortune and privilege
Yeah.
to be able to work my work and do what I love to do and do what's helpful and in service
Yeah.
from anywhere.
Yep.
And so that's what I can find: water, sunshine, new people, freedom.
Yeah.
And that feels good. And that's my fuel to be able to do what I do.
That's 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 beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing is the courage, I think, to let go of what they know every day and take that time to recreate ourselves and to find that inner well-being again. Because I know that, like, I spent 3 weeks in Italy last year, and I would have never done that had my wife forced me to do it. And when I went to Italy, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I can tell you, it touched a part of my soul that I have never even known existed. And it was just such a different place. It was like Super Mario World coming up in a different world. Like it, yeah, it was really nice. But
I love that you just used a video game analogy with me
yeah,
that I actually understood, but
yeah, exactly.
different one.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
and
when you're exposed, you talk about it's an experience, it's for your microbiome, like it's breathing your biome, it's breathing something different. Variety being the spice of life, it's you download so much, you gain so much perspective if you invite this curiosity in experiencing any other culture. And that's why people say it's a travel bug, but it doesn't need to be. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
talking to different people, it's eating different foods, it's trying new things, it's going outside your comfort
yeah,
zone. And courage or not, we talk about like a restaurant like Morton's Steakhouse that people think, oh, this is this great thing. I can, whether I'm in Chicago or Miami or Toronto, I can order the exact same steak, the exact same potato, and the exact same tomato, and I don't have anything unexpected happening. That's tragic to me
yeah,
because what if somebody knew what it took to get that exact same potato in all those places and all seasons on your plate? You're killing exactly that vibe that you got when you were in
yeah,
Italy, which is like,
yeah,
be comfortable with the unexpected. What am I going into? Give me a potato like you're an amazing chef. Give me the potato made your way.
yeah. That's right.
The best
Yeah,
and kindest ingredients from farmers who like care about our soil and our health, human and environmental health.
yeah.
And
I
then
think that's what it
food is
comes
an act
to.
of creativity and joy. Like same as travel, same as buying a sweatshirt.
Yeah, yeah, and that's I find that when I first started my business, I did all my training down in North Carolina with the Building Biology Institute, and my very first seminar, they're week-long seminars, and so I just got in my truck and I drove all the way down to North Carolina, and it was something that changed me forever in a way that, like, not a lot of people do that, like, just get in the car and go. And it was like, for me, I kind of see it as a new beginning to my life that is kind of bridging everything. And when I was down there, just like Wellness Intelligence Collective, I met a lot of different building biologists, and
Community.
they're my people, and it's funny because if you talk to any of them, they'll all say the exact same thing,
Yeah.
and it's so weird to be in a circle of people that you have just met, and you're only there for 5 days, 6 days, and you feel more comfortable with them than you have with.
Alignment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's really nice in that sense that that I can experience that.
So isn't
And
that wellness to you, right?
yeah, yeah,
You had an idea and you had a need to go, a desire to go. You had the courage to go. You invested money that I know we've had this conversation. Wasn't You weren't just sitting with extra cash wanting to throw it away. So you're investing so much of yourself.
yeah,
It's not about driving down there. It's about all of that. And then you land. Of course, you're going to be rewarded because you did the hard work. You
yeah,
spent money you didn't necessarily have. You're investing in what you really want to do, what you're passionate about. So, of course, there's people there. And that's like, the community online that I started. There's
yeah,
1,500 members, but it's the 50 active members
yeah,
that
yeah,
rave about it and say these are my people because
yeah,
they're showing up, and when they show up they're going to receive, and when they show up and give, there's just so much happening. There's all these synergies, and that's why people benefit gaining customers. They benefit gaining wellness information,
yep,
the strategies and solutions, not selling fear. And so, that's, you're going to building biologists, you're with your people because they all have that similar desire
exactly. Mindset,
to do.
yeah, yeah,
So,
and they're so passionate, like, I'll
yeah.
never forget, like, we were down there and everybody was like, okay, guys, let's gather around the fireplace, and we would, for those of you building biologists that were there with us and can remember this, we just had it was insane. Just all we did was talk all night about
How many
EMFs.
people? How many people?
That was about 30 to 35 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing, right? And lifelong friends so
Yeah.
quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool feeling.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. So my passion, of course, is EMFs, and like we were talking about earlier, my experience with electromagnetic fields probably goes about 7, 8 years back. Yours probably goes back a lot further. Um, what do you see in, because technology has changed a lot, right? Since
Very.
I came into it, and like we came into it pretty much with 4G, 5G, right? But you probably would have known about this stuff for quite a while before that point.
Hmm.
Um, what are your recollections on that, if
Well,
there are any?
no, I think the more I learn, the more I realize I know nothing. That would be my bottom line. But yeah, I started when there was no technology. My grandmother is 102. And I think all the time about what you just asked me. It's like, how do you go from, her age of not having television
Yeah,
everything is bigger, faster, better all the time. And I think my recollection is, I mean, booting up my computer where I could boot my computer up in the morning and I'd go and shower while it was loading, right? And
Yeah.
the modem dial in. So you remember the noises. I remember purchasing all of these things.
Yeah.
And, I was young. So I wonder how somebody, I mean, now I'm 53, how somebody who is 53 with those advances, who is getting headaches first, who
Yeah.
were sensitive right
Yeah.
away. I wasn't sensitive. I think we're resilient when we're more resilient when we're younger. Obviously, most of us are fortunate to be able to not have an issue. But it's as things increase, planned obsolescence is the first thing that I remember, which is why does shit break so quickly?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you realize the companies want to break. So it's a drug.
Yeah.
Technology is a drug, and I'm grateful for it every single day. Without it, I wouldn't be able to run this amazing community that's global online and have points of connection. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
So
100%.
honor it for what it is, but it's also taking us away from our health and wellness in many ways, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's
So
right.
like with anything, it depends. I don't know. My recollection is just that it's more and more expensive. We need more and more things.
Yeah.
Like, when did TVs get so big?
Mhm.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched TV in 15 years, so
Yeah.
I think I started rejecting certain
Yeah.
forms of technology, but I spend a lot of time online, and I'm grateful for the time that I can spend online. And I'm grateful for people who are listening to this now and may be able to take something away, maybe for whatever it's worth, because of technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to do more to certainly, you have to do more to counteract our
That's right.
time online.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And I think that, like, from my perspective as a professional, I think that I find different issues in people's homes, and I've seen so many different things now. It's refreshing but challenging when you find something that is complicated, right? Because I'll give you an example. So, like, I was at a client's home last week, and they were so ecstatic that they hardwired their Amazon stick that plugs into the back of their TV.
Yeah.
But what they didn't realize was that the TV itself was giving off so much wireless radiation and they went into their TV and they turned off Bluetooth, but it doesn't matter because a lot of the times with these devices, when they are plugged in, that chip is still giving off a wireless signal,
Yeah.
right? And
And it
maybe it
didn't
might,
used to, right? Like it didn't you
no,
that's what I'm saying. It's like
yeah,
being this people say all of a sudden, right? It's not, it's like all little bits. And that's what I'm saying. What are my recollections? It's like just that everything's getting bigger, faster, stronger, better. And before you know it, there's that emitting from
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
everywhere.
exactly, yeah, yeah. You have to literally unplug your TV to get that wireless chip to stop, right? And I mean, that's the challenge is people are not going to do that,
Right.
right? Maybe they're going to do it with their modem, right? A lot of people put their modems on timers,
Yeah.
right?
And but then you have the issue. So that's what I'm saying. To get hung up, part of my approach to health and wellness is to not get caught up in the things that you don't have control over, don't
Yeah,
have choices over, or that you're not willing to do, because there's always something that you can do.
yeah,
And so do the things that you want to do.
yeah,
Turning your modem off should be the easiest thing, maybe. But for
yeah,
a lot of people, it's not easy because of how they live. So,
yeah,
what can we do instead? And that's one of the things that I love about your work is that there's so many ways that you go about it. It's
yeah,
not, here's the issue, therefore you need this remediation,
yeah,
or you're an idiot. It's
yeah,
like, okay, how can we
yeah,
start on this journey? And as we are as you are helping us do better in terms of EMFs or mold or water, whatever it is, we have to slow down and recognize that everything is getting harder to resist around us. Again, if you're not living in a yurt off grid, because that's an option too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
Right? Like
We don't
we all
know
have
what the
choices.
future holds for us. We
Exactly.
don't.
Exactly.
There's many days that I just want to pack it up and get out of here, but it doesn't always it doesn't happen that often. But I mean, in Ontario,
You get to
yeah,
create your own reality. And I think that's something that we all lose sight of, myself included, is we always have choices.
yeah,
They just sometimes involve things that don't feel possible. And
yeah,
so believing in hope and possibility and finding the right
yeah,
people to help create the conditions so that you can
yeah,
do those things that you want
yeah.
is that's the way forward, right?
That's right. Yeah. You know what? I was shocked the other day. Um, I found, so what I was gonna tell you is that I the things that used to bring me peace, whether it be my hot tub or a cup of coffee, um, or a video game or a movie, whatever, they don't. I find that the deeper you get into business and your problems are a little bit bigger. Not problems, but challenges are a little bit bigger. So I don't feel as relieved from these same things. And the other day we were having my daughter's birthday party, and my niece and nephew were over, and I brought them in the tub because we turned the temperature down really low so it feels like a swimming pool.
Right.
And so I was playing with them, and afterwards I was like, wow, this feels different. And it was like that sudden feeling of like being calm and distracted. And that's what you need sometimes is distraction, because sometimes it's so tough to get your mind off of work.
Called you can find, maybe it's not distraction, maybe it's actually an awareness, a pause, and mindful rest, right? So you can use all of these things, all of these tools, but at the end of the day, being quiet, sitting with yourself, it's meditation. Going for a walk without your phone on a trail in trees, that's going to offer you, ooh, like you, and that's part of what I share. Every week I share a self care snack,
Yeah.
which is one
Yeah.
small thing that you can do. You don't need that. And also, I'm known as like, my kids nickname me KJ, Kill Joy, because lots of people find distraction and joy from fireworks. And I'm like, fireworks, that's human and health, human and environmental health, like insanity. So, I tell it like it is. I'm like, that's not good. And an old friend said to me, I have to unfollow you on social media because every day I log in and you ruin something for me. Right? It's like
Yeah.
that's that. And I'm not gonna stop. And I don't think I ruin things. That's why I say it's like I might be crazy. I think it's like when you care, if I told you about the hot tub, what about the chemicals that are in it? What about the jets? What about how you clean it? What about the fact that your skin's your largest organ? Maybe it's not going to be as peaceful of a place after you spend some time with it,
I
right?
don't
The
think
same,
anybody could take that away from me.
exactly. But right with the same thing is, I know that you're big into hockey. So time on the ice, right?
Yeah.
There's time.
That's another outlet.
But
Big outlet.
instead of you thinking of it as a disconnection from what you're doing, maybe it's a connection. It's like the joy you feel from putting those skates on and skating. You're getting your heart rate up, you're getting movement, you're bringing flow into your life, joy in your life, and you are so present for that that
Yeah.
all those things about life that you're in that crazed mindset are away because you're actually present, not because you're
Yes.
distracted from
Yep.
life. And so the key is how can you keep doing things where you feel that way and you can be present
Yeah.
while also feeling like you're, um, you know, doing your soul's work, you're aligned with your purpose,
Yeah.
feeling joy and being responsible in the way that I know that, you want to provide for your daughter, you want to provide for your family.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
cost money, right? We want to go on vacation. So
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like connecting all those dots,
Yeah.
so important. And we need to make sure that we're taking care of our nervous systems, because without them, which is remarkable because I grew up not even realizing I had a nervous system. It's
Yeah.
not taught, and so our regulation in our nervous system, whether you are running a multinational company
Yeah.
or you are parenting, no matter what you're doing, you need to work with your nervous system.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can. And you
I
can.
think that's something that, like, I can tell you, I don't really know enough about. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But you're
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
So if you're curious and you show up, then
Yep.
you learn. It's not about what you're not doing. That's the point. And that's, we've discussed there's so many people online who are, if you're not growing your own food, you're an idiot, or you should. There's all this should, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can't know what we don't know. It's
Yeah.
once we learn and once we've brought it up, and all these people stop selling fear without kind, good, viable, doable solutions. And that's what I love doing. It's like, here are the solutions, and they can save you time, they can save you money, they can save you your health. And as a side benefit, they're saving and helping others and our shared environment. And that's the key to me, right? Finding what those solutions are. And that's a discovery and a process. So it's like you don't know about your nervous system, you say yet. So if you add yet, that's a concept by Carol Dweck that I've used for so long. It's the power of yet.
Yeah.
Just add yet to the end. Stop being hard on yourself and invite that curiosity and possibility into your life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. And that's, you know, I think that's what it comes back to is that we don't, you're right. It's not what we don't know. It's what do we need. I think a lot of people don't know what they need, right? Like, for example, I say, I need something to help me calm down, but not calm down, but I need something to wipe my mind clear and allow me to be present and focused
Why?
in
But
the moment.
why do you think that?
Um, because I think that it's the people around me that are not getting exactly what they like. I would love to be able to give my kid my undivided attention all the time, but it's the reality is that my focus is in so many different directions.
But also, that's your gift and why you're so good at what you do. So it's about then digging deeper into the root of that. Why do you want to wipe your mind clear? Why would you do that? Your mind is brilliant and it's working for you. How do you invite peace in so you feel good about your relationship with your daughter? And you're setting a really good leadership model, because you're also, it's not just what you do, it's what she sees you doing, and part of
Yeah.
that has to be kindness to yourself.
Yeah.
So how do you practice these? And that's why I do these things called snacks. And James Clear, it's a book called Atomic Habits, which a lot of people have read. It's the concept of stacking, which is, while you're driving to a client's house, what kind of music are you listening to? Are you moving your wrists when you're at a stop sign? What's your posture like? Are you smiling? Can you sing? Can you hum? All of these things can help your nervous system. So you're either supporting yourself or depleting yourself. It's
Yeah.
regeneration or degeneration. And so my work is to always put people into a regenerative, like creating the conditions so you can put yourself into a regenerative
Yeah.
position. And that makes you happier, makes you feel. Because at the end of the day, people don't want a clear mind. They want to be happier and feel better. You want to feel better all day and you want to sleep better at night.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we have to go right to there. So that goes back to, okay, well, what are you eating? Because your gut and your brain are connected. This is like,
Yeah.
a passageway. So what's interrupting it? Is it
Yeah.
the glyphosate on your potatoes? Is it the EMFs from your phone? Could be any of those things. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be overwhelming, just one thing at a time. Who are you
Yeah.
spending your time with? Do you have a toxic employee or a toxic employer that you cannot work with? Why are you staying there? Is it a
Yeah.
responsibility because you need to pay your rent? Okay, well, let's break that down. There's always options and a way forward. But that's why I say it's these health influencers or wellness people, the one size fits all stuff. No. You're being sold a magic bullet as a supplement? No. You can't go and buy a probiotic and take care of your gut. I'm not saying it's not going to help,
Yeah.
but not all probiotics are created equal. And also, what are you doing for your emotional and mental wellness?
Yeah. Yeah.
That affects your gut, your nervous system. So you want to fix your digestion. You can't just go to a digestive doctor and buy
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
probiotic and want better. You want to clear your mind, take care of your gut.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So there's like all these things, and there's a John Muir quote that talks about when you pull at one thing in nature, right? You tug at one thing, everything's connected to it.
It is. Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
stop siloing everything and look at it big picture. Same as your business,
Yeah.
right? You can't just get more clients if you don't have the strategy and the system. If I got you on something tomorrow and you had 200 new people who called you tomorrow, could you handle it? No.
Right.
But I'm saying you would
Yeah.
burn yourself out.
Yeah.
So first we fortify a system and then so it's everything connected, working together.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so one of the things too is that I find with business, and especially in a business where you are the head and the face of the company, and there's not really anybody else other than you in the company, you try to hide behind the whether the CEO or the founder or the owner of the company, right? Um, Sometimes you want to just have the company be Safeguard Solutions, right? Rather than Mike from Safeguard Solutions, because you want to
Do
let
you?
go
I would
for a
say, oh,
second.
this is a really interesting session,
Yeah,
but it's public. So like, what do I want to actually ask you here? But yeah, I don't know that feeling. I think transparency, if you're not into transparency, you need a new business model. I think we are in the era of transparency, and that requires you to be Mike.
yeah, it
I don't
does.
care about
It
Safeguard
absolutely does.
Solutions. I
Yeah.
care about Mike.
Yep.
It's whether I'm buying a car or buying a tomato. I want transparency. I want to talk to the person. The further away we are from our supply chain of products or services, the more trouble we get into. It doesn't work. That's why I teach empathy economics. There's a certain set of questions you ask. So I would give you the business because it's call Mike. He's awesome. I don't say call Safeguard Solutions.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, because I sometimes you forget that point, and that's actually really important.
You don't forget that point with a lawyer
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
dentist
Yeah. That's true.
or an
Yeah.
accountant. It's
Yeah.
because you're hiring the person to do very sensitive work.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so imagine if you treated the shoes that you're buying in the same way. You want to get the story, get your quotes, understand that it's where it's made. What is it doing for me now?
Yep.
Can I get a better deal?
Yeah.
It's not just about price tag, it's about value tag. I would pay you extra because I know that if it's going to take an extra 15 minutes, you're staying. I
That's right.
know if it's going to there's something and I'm upset, you're going to have compassion and you're not going to be leaving. I
Yeah.
know that you're going to come back the third time, even if it's outside of the contract, because I know that you want the job well done. So that's what I'm paying for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And see, that's everybody, that's what makes Lisa so good at what she does is she could take a perspective that you're trying to communicate to her, and she could help you realize that you are actually doing the right thing, or the you are already doing the best thing.
We are right where we are. We got to work with that, right? If you always want to be somewhere else, definitely not going to serve you as well as working with this is where we're at. Where are
That's
we
right.
going from here, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Lisa, how can people join Wellness Intelligence Collective?
It's the wellnessintelligencecollective.com, or if they just look up Lisa Borden wellness, like anything that you Google or search for, I should come up. I link to it everywhere. The community that I actually started in 2021 was when we were all in lockdown. And I decided we needed a place to gather and connect, to
Yeah.
make my life easy. I was like, I'm going to be able to introduce Mike to different clients, but we all just need to connect somewhere, because I was spending all my days connecting and creating new systems and helping
Mm.
people, pivot and reinvent and change and escalate as the world was changing. And it's really taken over, because it
Yeah.
is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I love it. So it's anyone can request to join. If you're listening to this, please say that you were referred by Mike
Yeah.
or you heard on a podcast, because the only financial investment to join is your honesty. As in, there's no penny required, there's no credit card required, but you do have to be human, and you have to be, I would say,
Open.
not an asshole. Let's call it that. I tell it that. I said, you just have to be human, and so I vet people to make sure that they're not Autobots. So I ask for people to have a referral, and then I approve right away. It's me. It's only me who does all of it. It's a very human place to spend a little time.
Yep. And it's a really amazing circle to be a part of. So I do recommend for people to reach out to Lisa, because she can make a difference. And even in terms of, having questions about business, or personal, how to run your business in terms of your operations, or she's a great business coach as well.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Yeah, absolutely. So that brings us to our time. But Lisa, I wanted to really, really thank you for coming on. I feel like this was actually a very special episode of Wired for Wellness. And I wanted people to know as well that you do. Lisa's in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, but a lot of your wellness collective intelligence meetings are online as well. So you could also, you do not have to be in the Greater Toronto area. Is that
No, you
correct?
do. It is global. I host a weekly wellness intelligence break, and the people that join are all over in every different time zone, Australia, anywhere. So it's people show up in bed, in their kitchens, in their
Hmm.
cars. It's a great point of connection, and it makes a difference for all of us. And anyone listening, joining, if you're looking and you're ready to show up and you have something to offer that is helpful, I will showcase you. That is, again,
Yes.
not a financial thing. It is not driven by that or any affiliates or influencers. I don't know how to fix our world. I don't know how to make your business better, but I do know that all conversations lead to something beautiful and a better feeling. And that includes this one with you, Mike. So
That's
thank
great.
you.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you on, and I'm sure that people listening are going to get a lot out of this episode.
Always more. Thank you for hosting these conversations for us.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thank you. Take care.